Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Revenge of the C Team on the Beyond server. Alright, a few things have changed. One thing I set up here was these guys here, block breakers. They're pretty easy to do. You're looking at 5 pieces of cobble, redstone, couple pieces of iron, and a piston. And then I have the autonomous activator, which I believe we've made in another episode. It's tin gear, piston, chest, redstone reception coil, and tin gear reception coil. That one there. 2 pieces of redstone and some gold. Good to go. And then we have a vacuum hopper pumping out XP, and then in this case, redstone. What I was doing is I have the alloy here as well. So I would fill this up with redstone ore. And then I would take this lovely little block here, redstone clock, super easy, 4 pieces of stone, 4 pieces of redstone, 1 redstone torch. And then all you do, plop that down, blink, and it emits a pulse. So what that would do was it pump out the blocks, and then inside the activator I have my titanium hammer, which has the fortune 3 and loading 3 on it, and it whatever block get put in front of it, it breaks and it fortunes them for me. So I did that because I was running low on redstone. I was surprised. So I went to the storage and grabbed a whole bunch. Now, the whole point of this episode is not to do with the redstone. We opened up our restaurant, MC Donald's, and now we have to make cheese. I have everything I need here to make my own cheese factory. So I've got salt and milk, and there's my cheese, and I've been doing this by hand. So it was pot with salt and then milk. You get a piece of cheese, and you got to replace the milk bucket every single time. So you can put a stack of these in here, leave that in there, but you got to put milk in. Pain in the butt, I tell you. So I've come up with an idea. Involves those 4 filters, transfer pipes, and some buckets. We can leave the cheese, salt, and milk there for now. And it involves 2 machines. One's the cyclic assembler, and the other one is the rancher. And you'll need a chest and between 1 and 1,000 cows, depending on how much cheese you're trying to make. So I've already got this kind of set up just so that we know what we're doing to make things a little bit easier on ourselves. What we are going to be looking at, let me kind of clear the inventory space a little bit. We have 4 filters. One is for salt. The other one is for the bucket, just empty by itself. The milk bucket, which is what we're going to get from this bad boy here, because you can see it's got milk in it. And then we have our last one is the cheese. So we've got a couple of things that we've got to do. One thing we're going to do first is we're going to get from here, this is where we're going to put all the salt. So every little piece of salt we have, we're going to put in here. But this is also where the cheese is going to be stored. So if we just throw salt in here, as the cheese moves up here, it'll put the cheese back into the system, which we want to avoid. Oh, and the other thing you have to do is you have to make a schematic for cheese. And how you do that is you take this and you move it over here. But this guy, you have a blank schematic recipe for that, 2 pieces of paper and some blue dye, and then use the crafting bench in here. So you put your pot in there, and then you have your milk, and then you put your salt, and then you'll end up having a recipe, and you click there, it'll say complete, make schematic, and then you take that, you put it into here, and this is what this cyclic assembler will do. It will make whatever schematic I put in there. So pot, salt, and then milk. And it's all milk, it says, so we can put in soy milk or whatever else kind of milk that there is out there. And now we use the piping system here. So we got that. That's going to be for our salt. So we want the salt filter to go in there. So now everything we put in here, doesn't matter what it is, it's not going to go out unless it's salt. Inside the cyclic assembler, we are going to be putting the pot, which will stay there by itself. There is nothing else that will come in or out of this that will take the pot with it. But now what we have to do is we have to find a way to be able to get milk, or the pot, sorry, my goodness. We have to find a way to be able to get the bucket that goes into here out. Sorry, the schematic will have to come out for now. So what we want to do is we want to put a filter in this one. So once the bucket gets into here, the milk bucket, and it gets used, we'll be left with an empty bucket. How do we get it out of here? Put it in here, put the bucket filter there, and we put it back into this. So now we have that connected. So now we've got salt coming in, and we've got buckets going out. Now we have to find a way to get buckets of milk from this guy. We put on one of these guys, and now we take our filter for the milk bucket and we put it in there. So now whatever goes in here, if we put in buckets, nothing's going to happen. It'll just sit in there. I'm not going to put them in yet because there's already milk and it will probably move them over. So now what we have to do is we have to find a way to get this over to here. Now you're going to go, but wait, when you put the bucket in the milk bucket, it's just going to go in circles. And that's why we have our crescent hammer or wrench. And what you're going to do is, you see the black lines show up there? You're going to make sure that they're over here. When you put them on that side, this means nothing will be passing through this way here. So this is just going to go straight over to here and right into the back of this machine here. So now we're going to have, right here, we can put our schematic in. And you can see now it's not taking it out. We also put our pot in because it's a part of the recipe. You can see pot, salt, and then all kinds of milk. Now it's like, okay, we have salt going in, we have milk going in, and then all we need is to get the empty buckets back into here, which we've done. Now we got to get the finished product out, which is what the opposite side over here comes for. So we take this and we are going to go what's the best way to do this here? We could go, let's go out the front just to avoid any kind of contact with that. If we go here right into there, that there is going to be more than enough. Now you'll see here what, there's no filter, so we need to put this filter set as cheese. That's going to be what the finished product is, which is what pops into here. So after we've actually put the pot, the salt, and the milk in, it's going to produce cheese, and it will come into here, which will now take it out into here and put it back into this chest where the salt is, which is why we need this to be set to salt. It doesn't allow anything to go in. So now we should be pretty much set to go. If we grab our golden bag, let's just do a couple tests. We'll put in some milk, and then I'll grab the salt. If we put the salt in, nothing happens. Milk, you didn't see any cheese, but the bucket's gone. Check over here, there's the bucket, so that worked. Now what's going to happen, we'll have to wait and see whether or not this bucket reappears in here. We have 51 pieces of salt. Up here is the golden answer. Do we have a piece of cheese? Shabam. So we do. So now we can continue. I'll put the rest of these guys in, and you'll see that these buckets are just going to disappear. So we've gotten through 7 more pieces. We have 8 pieces of cheese in total. You'll see in here, now we got 7 buckets. So if we put 16 buckets in there, there's always going to be a little bit of milk in here, and what it'll do is, in certain pulses, it'll actually work through this. You'll see whatever the hell that is there, but every time this idles, it'll go through 400 ticks, counts down, and you should see the bucket drop to 15, 14, because there's 2 cows. Where did they go? Well, in here, well, I guess it's here, because it's looking for where it should go. As soon as it finds out the location where it can go, it'll take this bucket out. And there it goes. You look in here, there you go. Two more pieces of cheese inside there. So we've got a full system here to be able to make automatic cheese, baby. And when I make carrot juice, I wasn't really sure what to do with some of the carrots and stuff that I had. So now the other test is throw these in here. Should see this go into here. So you see this is actually going to be going into here. This will actually fill this entire thing up. So as long as we have enough space to be able to put in all of that salt without actually filling up that last spot, we should be okay, because then milk will be able to come in, it'll get put through, and I think we're good enough. So as long as we don't overfill this chest, which I don't think we're going to go any higher than that, that's going to be what, 10 stacks of cheese. I think we're good. So we'll let that run and do its own thing. I'm going to take you over and show you guys a little bit more in the restaurant. Whoa. I've been doing a little bit of work off camera, more on the stream, I guess you could say. What's that, a spider? So I've done a little bit of farming, and we've gathered up a few more resources so that we could get a little bit more in detail. And see, this is where I was thinking of maybe putting that cheese factory was in here, although it might get a little noisy. So in here, you can see now I've made some hamburgers, got some fruit salad, and this is the ultimate goal, the bacon cheeseburger. So I've gotten myself a ton of cooked pork chops. In order to do that, all we need is the cheese, and then we can put the pork with the cheeseburger and we'll get a bacon cheeseburger. So that's going to be one of the big things we're going to be selling, is that there. And the reason why I want so much cheese, see in here, come on, shift, open, come on, are you not going to work for me? Why are you not working? It needs to be an open hand, doesn't it? There you go. And oh my goodness. There. So that's one item for sale. The next thing we're going to be doing is potatoes. Oh, this is the bathroom. I don't want, well, I kind of have to go, but I'm too busy. I can't do it. Okay, so I've made flour. I've got water. The market we've already done. I brought the presser up here because this is how you can make soy milk. You can see I brought all my emeralds up here so that we can use the market to grab more stuff. In here we have a whole bunch of stuff. Apricots, pomegranates, mangoes. This is more the fruit with the exception of the sweet potato. It kind of sort of is a fruit, but not really. Poisonous potato, it actually has a use. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Is right here. We can actually make a poison bucket and a tuberous flux capacitor. We can actually use things to charge, like using a potato just like you did when you were in school. It's pretty badass. Over here we have all the different kinds of spices and herbs except for the tomato. I threw it there because I didn't know where else to put it, and now that I see, I can put it here. There we go, and we got some fruits and vegetables, peas, olives. The olives we're going to be using for all the oil, which we use inside the oven. I don't know if I told you guys that, but you put that in with the juicer, I believe, and you end up with the oil. And what else have I got in here? All kinds of seafood in here and stuff like that. We've got the meat side of things in there. We've got this one making all kinds of goodies for us in here. And then what we do is we get our crafting bench right here. Just in case you guys aren't aware, this little bee grub that you get, you take the queen bee that you can see the little bar on the bottom is not green anymore. You take it there, turns it to royal jelly, and then you take this bee grub, put it next to here, makes another queen bee. Take the queen bee, and you can put that back in here. So that way you can keep recycling it as long as you get the bee grub, which I'm keeping my grubs in the fridge with the rest of the stuff. And then what you can do is with the wax comb and the honeycombs, you put those inside here and it will make you either honey or wax or both. So we got beeswax and honey, and now it'll continue going through its little thing there. Now, over here, installed an elevator. Which isn't working. Come on now. We must be having some kind of server lag issue or something. Unless something got up there that I'm not aware of. This is really weird. We can't be having a server lag issue, otherwise all this crap wouldn't work. Okay, let's go the other way. We'll go outside, we'll take a peek up there the long way, because for some reason the elevator's not working. And I'll show you guys the work that I've put in over there. And let's see here. Over this way, you know we have the fruit trees that we put in here. One thing I put down here was my lovely maple tree. But I didn't know if you right click on it, you actually get maple syrup. So one other thing we're going to be making in the restaurant is candied maple bacon. So that's going to be a thing. Now over here I've made the little orchid. I just realized that we have pink hibiscus. These things have just been popping up at random. And I'm wondering if maybe I should be taking these inside here. Yeah, anyways, that's the thing. So we've got a few things over here. You know, we've got the peppercorn that we're making here because we need that for our spices to be able to cook things. Pomegranate, we've got vanilla bean, star fruit, we've got dragon fruit, we got bananas, we've got mangoes, and then over here is our like olive, orchid, vineyard. I don't know what the hell you would call that, to be honest with you. So we get all the olives. I planted, I think it was a half a dozen of these trees. And the reason why is this is for the cooking oil. This is actually the fuel for our oven. We're going to need a lot of olives to be able to do this. So I wanted to be able to have a steady flow of this. So when we go to cook beef and the biggest project, which we're going to be doing, I'll show you guys when we get back in what exactly it is that the other big meal is going to be. We are doing French fries, which I'll take to show you, because you can't have a burger without fries, right? So the other thing that I want to be able to serve in the restaurant, though, we're going to be bringing back something from McDonald's old school, which a lot of people liked. And if you weren't a part of it, that's only 50%. If you weren't a part of it, ask someone who's a little bit older than you and say, hey, what was it like? Tell me, please, because I'd love to know. And what it is, if you don't believe me, you can Google it. McDonald's used to sell pizza. So one thing I would like to do is I would like to sell pizza at my restaurant, MC Donald's. And I've done a nice little garden up here. We have a whole assortment of everything up here. We've got coffee beans so we can make espresso. We got chili peppers. We got mustard. We've got strawberries and more coffee beans, zucchinis, and more mustard seeds and squash and coffee and more rhubarb, more coffee, tons of potatoes like you wouldn't believe. We've got grapes so we can make juice, soybean, which is for making more kinds of milk, as well as the vegetarian version of our burger. The soybean I wanted to overdo. We've got peas, and we've also got asparagus. So with these guys here, see, I'm going through and I've just been collecting tons of these French fries to be, I guess you could call them. So I go through and I just harvest as much as I can because, surprisingly enough, this is a super easy meal to make. All you need is potatoes, salt, and I think it's a skillet in order to be able to make them, or potentially you put it in the oven with the oil, because I would think you would deep fry them, to be honest with you. But hey, it's Minecraft. Don't expect too much reality, okay? Now I can't figure out why maybe that's why it's not working. I'm gonna move that out of the way. Maybe that was causing some problems. I'll move it over to this side. We'll gather the rest of our potatoes. There we go. Okay, I have a feeling that was the issue. So we go over here, I think. Let's just put in fries. Nope. Zucchini fries. There they are. It's the bakeware. That's what it was. Potato, salt, and bakeware. So if we were to actually go over and see, I knew I had the potato put aside for a reason. I got 2 more. So what I think I might do is, as a giveaway, I might do that flex potato capacitor thing. And then as for the oil, you grab your juicer, and in your inventory with your olives, put your juicer in there. You got cooking oil. Now we've got 34 of them. So now we can divide that up between the 2 ovens that we have. We have this guy here. We got 21 in there. And 20 in there. So we're good to go that way. And, whoa. I'm going to go across the way here. I want to double check something. There's 2 kinds of salt in this game. One's through Pam's and the other one is something else. It's a big long stick. I think it's back here. Right there. This guy. Nope, that's niter. Where the hell is the other salt? There is another kind of salt that we have. I don't know whether or not it would actually work or not. I guess we'll save that for another day. But I want to go over to the automation area and just grab a stack. Because at least this way I'll have a stack of French fries to be able to go with the order that I have. Look at that, 42 pieces of cheese. Oh, damn. Let's grab 2. just to be on the safe side. Again, we're getting quite a bit of cheese over there. So now we're going to be able to take the bakeware and the salt with the potatoes that we have, and we will have ourselves a bacon cheeseburger with fries. And then we're going to make pizza, and I'll show you the recipe for that, which is why I needed a lot of the cheese. We need empty hand. Grab that. We got our bakeware. So we put our potatoes, not a wrench, but the bakeware, and some salt. And we have fries. 64 of them to be exact. Grab another stack. Shabam. There we go. So we got 2 stacks of french fries. And I know I'm going to put them in the fridge, but that's the only spot I can put them right now without having them get ruined. Now, the other thing was here. We go in here, Supreme Pizza. This here, I believe, covered 16 or 18 saturation. So what that is on the scale of down here, well, here, I'll show you what it is. It's a cutting board with a regular pizza, onion, bell pepper, and spice leaf. So spice leaf we're going to be buying and starting to grow. And then for this, we need the dough, cheese, tomato, and then any kind of meat or tofu that you want to put in it. So there's tofu, pork chops. Okay, I guess it's tofu or pork chop. And we have the tofu. As for the dough, it's going to be a mixing bowl, water, salt, and flour. So again, salt is going to start to become a big, hot commodity. I don't know where my potatoes are. They're in here, actually. There we go. So there we go. Now, as for the saturation factor, the little chicken legs that are down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If this actually covers 18 saturation, that'll take you from one little chicken leg all the way full. It covers 9 little chicken legs or meat popsicles or whatever you'd like to call it. So phenomenal for that whole building. And I'll show you guys how this thing works here. For the buyer or the market, all you do is you go through and you find whatever it is you're looking for. See, we're going to need onions. I just threw one of those right there, and you buy however many you like, say a dozen. Stop throwing things. Okay, and I'll find the other one here. There's the spice leaf seed. You have to buy a bunch of those as well. You know what, let's do a full 20. And then might as well go back. There. I can't remember how many I need. 7. Oh, gave me all my stuff back. There. That's going to be a full row of onions and a full row of the spice leaf seed. So we're going to get 20 each time that we go up here. And we'll be able to fit those. Let's do it right here where we have a couple rows free. So this is going to be our spice leaf. That will be a part of our pizza. It's kind of like what they would put in the sauce, sort of like the oregano or something like that. It's my secret blend of herbs and spices. Speaking of that, we could also do fried chicken. That's another thing that we can do. So there's quite a few things that we can do with this restaurant, and I'm thinking that we'll try to we won't try to go too over the top. Like, we don't want to go completely nuts with everything. So I think we'll probably try to stick to about 6 different items. And yeah, why not? Let's plant these here. There we go. Grab a few more of these. There we are. Chili peppers. Look at all the goodies we're getting. Oh yeah. Mustard seeds. Galore. Oh, just planted coffee and I just lost that seed, but that's okay. See, we got strawberries. What else? We got zucchini. Winter squash. This is unbelievable stuff. We're going to be eating like kings and queens and everything for the next, I don't know, 100 Minecraft years. Give me those coffee beans. So we're going to figure out how we can do espresso, because that's another one that will cover probably about, I think it was 14 saturations, so 7 of those little hunger bars. Let's see here. Espresso, So you need 3 beans and then sugar or the honey, which we're making honey for free, so what the heck, why not? So there's quite a few things that we can do, and I wanted to have the farm up top here because it's the freshest kind of food that you can get when it's made right above where you are. And I'm an alien too, so I don't really understand how things work. I just kind of put things wherever I want. I don't care about what people think. And see, we got the honey here. If we go into our inventory, we go there and we go there. We have 11 hot and steaming cups of espresso. Come on, put the coffee beans in there. Oh, look at that, so delicious. So this is going to be another thing that we're going to be selling as well as the espresso. So we're going to put this, I'm going to need an open hand again. We go here, open that, and I better not put it there because that won't make sense. Like, why the hell is it burger and espresso? That's just the way I sell things, so leave me alone. Oops. Put that in there. Close you up. Close you up. There we go. So we are really well underway, guys, with the restaurant. We've got ourselves our cheese factory now. I know this was a little bit more of like a tutorial level episode, but I wanted to show you guys just how these things work and what goes through my head. I was in a creative world when I started doing work on this. I was actually on live stream trying to figure out why the hell it wouldn't work with these kinds of pipes. And for the life of me, still can't figure it out. Item ducts, fluid ducts, nothing works for me to get milk to the container or to the cyclic assembler. So I ended up just going that way. The other thing I ended up doing is installing a mailbox here, and I'm going to be giving them over to a few other people as well that are active on the server. So I have the mailbox here, and I've also got myself a letter for people as well. We've got a few things going on, and then in the next episode, what we're going to start doing is playing with some other things, because you can see over here, I've kind of done something. Oh my god, look at this. So we got ourselves a 14 by 14 hole all the way down to bedrock. Like, look at this. And it's nice too. It's nice and flat all the way down. They flattened it out for us. This is actually level 1. So from 1 all the way up to like 60 something, we are going to be putting chests and then being able to extend all the way down to bedrock as we need. And I'm going to put in a couple barrels and stuff like that. We're going to start to play with Project Red. And Project Red is going to give us the ability to be able to build something like an AE2 system using things like this, the infused silicone. So I've been working off camera again trying to make these things here. It's a combination of, sand and coal block. And I'll show you a bit of the process, what that actually does here. It's at Project Red. We need the sand. Where the hell is it? Okay, let's just go with this. Infused silicone is made with red silicon compound, which is redstone, which is why I was making all the redstone around the silicone. The silicone is actually made from the silicone boule, which is diamond saw, which cuts that into 8 pieces. This is made from sandy coal compound. The sandy coal compound is made with sand and a block of coal. It doesn't have to be colored, it can be anything. So you put in 8 blocks of sand, 1 block of coal, you get 1 of these, but you end up getting 8 of the silicone from these. Because you smelt that, it makes that ends up making 8 of these, and then from 8 of those you get 1 of these, which is 8 of these basically. So, and that's where we're at right now, is we've got these guys here. We're gonna have to make some of this Illumar, so I may have to go out and get myself a bunch of dyes. I'm going to be looking at doing something like that. Actually, it was on Ethos that I saw using the block placers that I have there. I might be able to use those to be able to bone meal and then have something to be able to pick up the what do you call it, the dies as they get broken. So it's a pretty simple design, very noisy, but he put mufflers around, and I think it's a pretty damn good idea, to be honest with you. So I think that's going to be it for this episode, guys. I know, like I said, it's a little bit strange, but I think what we'll do is in the next episode, we're going to have a little bit of a fun one. Jeez. And we're going to take an episode, and I have 56 of these icosahedrons. All right. icosahedrons. There we go. And how many chance cubes? 26. I think we might have maybe an episode of like 25 of these and 25 of these, just non-stop fun. See if we can get some of those rare drops, because apparently, and I'm not sure if it was across the board, but when it came to ChimneySwift and their server, those guys were able to get some of the creative drops that you have in here. So I'm not sure. These things here, you can possibly get a tool modifier to be able to add another modifier onto like your hammer or excavator or something like that. They were also giving out, I can't remember, there were like so many of these creative type things that you can only get in creative that there's no recipes. Like, I can't craft this. There's no recipe for any of these things here. Well, I guess these things there are, but yeah, anyways. So they were giving away some of those things, and I'm really hoping that we have the ability to get some of those things there, because I would love to be able to put some extra stuff on top of this. Make it even faster with redstone would be amazing. Oh man, so many things. Obsidian to make it like invincible. Put beheading 17 on this would be amazing too. So I don't know, we'll see, guys, but that's going to be the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this in the meantime anyways, and yeah, if you guys did like it, make sure you hit the like button, and if you want to see more videos like this and from other series, be sure to hit the sub button too, guys. Thanks again, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.